What's going on, everybody? My name's Danny Ferrari.
My name's Parker Remake.
We are Excellent Sound. We are back. Drum and bass season is officially upon us. We're doing some jump up today, bro.
Jump up, dude.
No, I like jump up, but yeah, jump up, right?
Drum and bass, dude.
Drum and bass. We've been having so much fun making drum and bass. We decided to come out with a brand new pack for you guys. You can sign up for the early access of that right now. And basically, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna get a free drum and bass starter kit. You don't have to commit to anything. All you're doing is signing up, put your email in there. We'll send you that pack, good to go. It's got 25 Serum presets, tons of sounds in there.
Yep.
And it's gonna give you guys the early access to be able to purchase our brand new pack. XENO is what we're calling it, okay? It's gonna have over 200 Serum presets. It's got tons of drum and bass loops. There's so much stuff. We've been going through it.
This is the biggest pack that we've ever done.
It's
you know what I'm saying, dude?
Yes.
You're beating around the bush a little bit. Just tell them, dude.
It's the biggest
pack we've ever done.
We're gonna
it
have
has so many files. Like, it's insane.
It's insane, yeah. Also, this project file for Booze, Fuck Jump Up, we remade the entire thing, right? Drums, all the presets, all the samples, effects, all that stuff is gonna be included in the pack. Plus, you're gonna get this actual project file and many, many more to come. We also did John Summit and Sub Focus's Go Back. That one will be in there as part of the bonuses. Tons of stuff. Again, click that link. It'll take you there. You can find out all the info. We'll be emailing you guys, letting us know. And if you just want to get a free drum and bass starter pack, that's pretty awesome for free.
We're doing just a bunch of free stuff right now,
Free,
you guys.
free.
Okay, if you have any questions about it, it's in the description. If you want the free drum and bass starter kit, it's there. If you want to sign up and get more free stuff, it's there.
It's all there, baby. So without further ado, let's jump into this track. I think we hit it all. I love this song. I didn't know what jump up was a year ago. I know, make fun of me, talk shit. I don't know what doubles are. But this is sort of the genre that I feel like is calling to me more so than other drum and bass genres.
This is like the bro step of drum and bass, I feel like.
Yeah, it's
right?
a lot of fun. The sound design's really good.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing this frog bass from this song. And I'll show you guys real quick what it sounds like. This is what a frog bass is. Woo! Ooh, and then it goes into this one too, the woo. Dude, I love this sound, this frog sound. We made a ton of frog basses. We'll show you guys some of the frog basses that are gonna be in the pack as well. It's got that ribbit throat sound to it.
Yeah, you're gonna get frogged out. You're gonna go to the swamp and we're gonna get a little froggy.
We're gonna get a little froggy with it. So let's get started right away with making this sound. I got an initiated patch just set up. We're gonna go over tons of nugs for this. We got a bunch of cool tricks for you guys. So, insane, sounds awesome. Let's go ahead and hear it by itself. Awesome. You know what I love about this track too?
What?
Simple.
Yes.
Simple drop. It's just bop, 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 bop. And the Reeses. The Reeses are insane, bro. These Reeses are so good. Just that just sounds thick. This one. And that's all in the preset too, guys. That's the other thing too I want you to know. Look at it. It's doing it in the preset. I'm tired of people just doing all this. I mean, it's cool to be able to like macro all this stuff, but when they're selling their presets, it needs to be able to do it. And we go ahead and we made it so you can actually turn that off. So if you just want to do it yourself, you can do that too. We're stepping above when it comes to presets. We like to think about everything for you guys. Okay, sorry.
It's super epic. No, dude, go off, King.
I'm going off,
Go
King.
off, King.
So the first thing you want to do when we're making this little frog bass is we need to go ahead and get a nice froggy sound. We're going to go ahead and use one of these digital wavetables. Digital, as Parker and I like to say.
Digital.
We're going to go ahead and use Icon Has Kick Classic. So let's go ahead and set the fine tune to -23. That's where we want it to be. We're just trying to match it. You don't have to do this, but if you're trying to match it exact like us, this is what you want to do. All right, so let's go ahead and hear it so far. Sounds awesome. Okay, yeah, still sounds kind of sawy. So we're gonna go ahead and take this wavetable position and turn it all the way up. That like sort of wetness, that sort of ribbity, that has a lot of texture in that nice wavetable.
What do they call that? Frog throat?
Throaty, yeah, a little frog throat, right? Let's go ahead and initiate oscillator B. We'll get more into this into our frog bass video, but another cool trick is using the sync window on like a basic shape. So go ahead and set up basic shapes and go ahead and set that to -2 on the octave. I don't know if I mentioned that before on oscillator, but do that as well. And then go ahead and set the warping to sync window full and go ahead and set that to 11.76. Turn the volume all the way up on this one. This one should be at like 71. It adds that little extra ribbit texture.
Yeah, and you know, just a quick mention too, I feel like this is the opposite of the snail sound.
Kinda, yeah.
The snail sound is like I can has kick pitch all the way down,
Yeah.
right? But this is like more chirpy.
True.
It's like faster.
Yeah, and it's
know?
also like a Belgium laser too, which if you guys didn't see that video, make sure you guys go check that out. It's right here. Boop.
Plop it.
Plop it right there. It's a lot of similar techniques too, but a little bit different timbre to it, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's give ourselves a little bit of a sub. I'm gonna turn off I have all the processing turned off. There's really no processing because there's really no need when you use excellent Serum presets. You can process our sounds. We make sure you guys can do that, but when we make our Serum presets, we really try to go ahead and make it so you guys don't have to do shit, right? We want it to sound good out of the box, but also give you the ability to turn stuff off to be able to do it yourself. That's a big part where we try to think about go above and beyond.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a sub. Nothing is going on right now because we've got to go ahead and make some LFOs. So the first LFO we're going to make is a shape like this. It's kind of like a more attacky, sort of plucky shape. Go ahead and set this to trigger and go ahead and set this to quarter for the rate. Just match it like so. For LFO 2, we're going to do something kind of similar. It's going to be a little bit of a slower attack, but still just sort of a ramp straight down. Eighth note set to trigger. For LFO 3, we're going to kind of do something similar, but this one's going to have a little bit more of a ramp. So it's going to have a little bit more plucky, but still a little bit later on the attack. Yeah. Set that to quarter. Those are your 3 LFOs that you're gonna need, okay? Now that we got that, let's go ahead and apply LFO 3 to our level of the sub oscillator because we want our sub to be kind of moving a little bit different. Now we got that bottom end. Parker loves that bottom end.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like Toad.
It's Toads. Did I say to set the sync window to 11.76? I hope I did.
Yes, you did.
But there
yes,
it is,
you did.
just in case. Let's go ahead and initiate a filter. The phase filter, Frog. Smoke this nugga nodge. If you guys want to get that sort of gargly, that wet sound, that throaty sound, filters, right? Filters like phasers. Phasers add this sort of watery, sort of wet texture. That's what we like to think of when we use phaser, right?
Swampy.
Swampy, yeah, swamp ass texture. If you want swamp ass basses, this is how you do it. Damn it, we should have named one swamp ass.
Yeah, that's a really good
I'm changing one of the presets to Frog Swamp Ass. Yeah, 100%.
Frogged on, frogged out.
Yeah. Also, too, the resonance too is a big part of it. These resonance peak add a little bit more gurgliness too. We're not doing too much with this one because we already have a lot of sort of gurgliness from these wavetables. So just go ahead and make sure A and B are both going to it. Set the cutoff to 1118. Resonance to 64, kind of high. You can see those peaks. And mix to 35%. It's kind of focusing in those little points right there.
Controls it a little bit.
Yeah. If I turn this mix all the way up, it's super ribbity, right?
Yeah.
We just want a little bit dial because we're gonna go ahead and process it to bring it out a little bit more. Okay, now before we get into the rest of the sound, we wanna go ahead and mention too, again, this project file will be available as the bonuses for those that purchase an early access to XENO. The link is in the description if you guys wanna get all these sounds, plus all the different presets that we're gonna have.
This is one small bonus, that a part of the giant package that we're giving you guys.
And if you guys like frog sounds, like some of the frog sounds in here are so sick. I mean, we could just go ahead and give you guys a quick little preview.
Yeah, show them.
Ooh. And they're not all the same too. That just makes you boingy and springy. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Little riblets. And there's even more and tons of other sounds. We even had like a bunch of one-shots. The one-shots are crazy, you guys. I can't wait to show you guys. We're gonna do some more production style videos and we're gonna show you guys what you guys can do with just some of these one-shots. It's so easy to make a track with this pack, it's insane. I could just show you guys right now some of the bass one-shots. This isn't fully organized yet, but you can kind of see like we got some, oh. Love these.
That was like a tadpole.
Yeah, a little tadpole. Sometimes you need a little tadpole.
Yeah, you do.
Or a little girth.
Ooh, that's a girthy boy.
I love making these sounds. They're super fun. So again, if you guys want to go ahead and get access to these sounds, get the early access bundle. Link is in the description. We'll tell you guys more about that. Let's proceed back into the sound. I just wanted to tell you guys about that real quick. Back into it. Let's get into some processing real quick. Sounding pretty good. We need a little bit more springage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some EQ. We're gonna use this EQ to sort of shape the sound a little bit more, give it a little bit more stab to it. So go ahead and initiate an EQ on your effects. Set the frequencies to 255 on the left, Q to 62, gain to 7.9, frequency on the right to 343, Q to 0, and gain to 0. Turn that on. Nothing is happening, but we're gonna be talking about this little resonance peak here in just a second. So first, let's go ahead and take our LFO3 and let's go ahead and apply that to the frequency right over here. We're gonna go ahead and set that to 100. Now it's opening up that low pass filter, kind of getting it to be a little bit more slappy, plucky. Makes it a little bit more whippy, right?
Control-y too.
Yeah, a lot more control-y. Go ahead and add LFO3 to the Q2. This is one of my favorite things to do, especially with drum and bass. Drum and bass sounds are really about having a lot of distortion and a lot of resonance, right? Smoke that nug if you guys like to get high on that. We do.
Yep.
Resonance, okay, resonance, filter resonance, and drive distortion will give you so many great tonality things inside of drum and bass. So if you guys want to make these crazy sounds in a lot of drum and bass sounds, resonance, distortion, that is the magic combo. Write that down, I'm done.
Put that in your D&B and smoke it.
Yeah,
dude.
put that in your put that little nugget of knowledge in your little pipe of understanding and
Yo, you know what the N stands for in D&B?
Nodge?
Nodge, bro.
Nodge.
Drums, nodge, bass.
Drums, nodge, bass. Okay, cool. Now that we got that, let's hear what it's sounding like. Nice and whippy. We got some other LFOage going on over here, so let's go ahead and apply our LFO1. We're gonna put that on the gain knob of the left side right over here, and go ahead and set that to 54. Hear that resonance peak? That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of drum and bass sounds are made this way. But here's the other nugget of notch. So, right, we already talked about, bam, you need a resonance peak and you need distortion. But what happens is when you have that resonance peak and you're hitting one note, it's only gonna sound good in that one spectrum. So you need to add some type of key tracking, or in this case, we're gonna add a note. You're gonna go ahead and add a note to the frequency right over here. I'm gonna go ahead and set that to 25. That's gonna essentially move that resonance peak depending upon what note I hit. Harmonically, to have it sort of dialing in. And you can put it, key tracking is like 100%, but this spectrum, you can kind of set it up yourself. So sometimes you want it to be a little bit more of a smaller range, which is really why I like note a lot. Big nug right there.
Yeah, that was a huge nug that you just hit right
there.
They
better make a fucking edit out of that. So it's moving that note based on what key we're hitting. If we hit a different note, it would move this frequency knob somewhere else. Okay, now that we got that, it's sounding a little distorted, it's a little heavy. Let's try to tame it with some multi-band compression. Go ahead and add, sort of try to mimic what we got going on here. We're pulling up some highs, we're lowering the mids, we're pulling up the lows. Thick girl, thick boy.
That is a girthy one.
That's a girthy one. Also, too, the compressor is adding this little bit of like artifacts to it, which is really nice. A little bit of almost like sample and holds kind of to it.
Yeah.
And the reason why that's happening is, we've mentioned this in a video before, is when you have a high ratio or like a lot of compression multiband and you adjust the release, this release is really, really powerful because of all these highs, mids, and lows that we're messing with and sort of changing that's the ratio of each band, right? Is what these are.
Yep.
This release, when you put it down, it's adding that artifact. Attack is set to 90. If I take this release, you can hear how much more it's actually adjusting it.
It's kind of a cool texture, dude.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice texture.
I like it.
So sometimes if I want to sort of tighten up a sound, I might take the release and make it slower, right? Because basically that compressor is going to hold it together. It's not going to let go of it the entire time of the sound. That's the way I kind of think of it. 6.1. Let's go ahead and add some distortion now. Tube distortion works pretty well. We're gonna go ahead and add the mix at 29 and the drive is gonna be at 59. And then we're gonna go ahead and apply this LFO to the drive right here. Go ahead and set that to the drive, have it go to 41. Ooh, thick.
Dude, it kind of like glues it all together. Like
the distortion?
Yeah, the distortion. It kind of like really brings it all together, you know?
Yeah, and now that we've brought in all this high end, we want to tame it back a little bit. So now we're going to be using an MG Low 6 filter, and we're going to go ahead and set the cutoff all the way down, resonance down, drive to 20, fat all the way down, mix all the way up, and you're going to go ahead and apply this filter, this LFO shape that we made earlier, which is sort of a slower attack, but still very plucky. Go ahead and set that on the cutoff and have that go to 100%. Now it's cleaning that up. So that top end highs, we still want a lot of highs, but we don't want to, we want to dial in a lot of it because there's a lot of sharp sound. So that's what this is essentially doing.
It's also controlling that tone that was on the release of the multiband too.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really nice.
It still keeps it in there, but it's not essentially letting it be throughout the whole sound. It just gives it a sort of, because this is sort of a slower / fast attack and it's sort of ramping down quickly. We get a little glimmer of that right at the top end, almost like a transient, right?
Yeah.
God damn it, we're smart, dude.
Dude,
This is what Afrojack was talking about.
I watch your videos and like, it's very spot on.
We know what we're talking about.
Exactly,
Shout out Afrojack.
Shout
Love you,
out
dude.
the swamp, dude. Frog on, frog out.
And then lastly, let's go ahead and add a little bit of reverb. This reverb is just gonna go nicely to add just a little bit of, I would like to say, je ne sais quoi, sort of ambiance of the swampage.
Ambiance.
Little swampage.
Oh, okay.
Little frog swamp.
Swampage.
Swampage. You see how I'm speaking French? And that's,
Oh, yeah.
Frogs are in Louisiana and New Orleans.
They are.
They eat frog legs. See
Oh,
what I did there?
They got to import it to France, actually.
They bring it in.
Right?
Yes. Set the reverb. Let's just put a little macro on here. We like to put the mix essentially to 18. A little bit of decay, a little bit of size. You guys can match that. Low cut reverb. I don't know why people don't low cut the reverb in Serum all the time. Sometimes I'll leave it on, but I see so many presets. Nobody ever uses the low cut reverb.
I
It
know.
sounds muddy as fuck. Woo! That's a little loud. Let's dial that back. Okay, so now that we got that, there's one last thing that I need you guys to know how to do. This is very important. We talked about the note. Now, a cool thing that you can do is you might be playing along and be like, hey, mine doesn't sound like you. All right, hold on, there's something I forgot. You gotta add a macro to this frequency knob. I mean, you don't have to, but this is a really cool way to sort of get different tones out of your frog bass. How we were talking about the note and the range, essentially, if you add a macro to this and go ahead and set it to like right here, if you put the frequency at 255, make sure it's bipolar and then set it to oh shit. What do I have it at? 54. Set it to 54. It's essentially moving that knob there, but watch what happens if I move this. I can get some different tonalities, which is really cool. A big thing with a lot of drum and bass resonance and drive stuff that I was talking about, having a macro so you can sort of change that around. It's a really, really easy way to get an alteration of a drop sound.
Yeah, and it stays harmonic too.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of presets that I find from other people's packs, you know, they don't put the note on the frequency, and it only works on like D or C. And it's really annoying.
And then you can use that macro to dial that in and just automate it a little bit, however you see fit. So that's pretty much it for this sound. Let's go ahead and hear it in context. Hopefully it's sounding good. I think it does already. Woo! And then lastly, I think we did a little bit of small sort of dialing, and this is if you want to match it to the original. Just a little cuts of the lows because we got a sub actually going on in here, a sub layer. We added this point right here. There's a little bit of automation that happens later in the song, where just the highs are sort of cut out. It's not really necessary. You don't really need this. It's up to you if you really want it. If you guys cannot wait to get this project file and much, much more, join our Patreon link down below and receive a project file just like this one, along with access to hundreds of project files, remakes, samples, and presets. Supporting us on Patreon helps our channel to deliver better content and more often to you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and a big shout out to all our patrons. You guys know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, click the Patreon link down below and get a ton of exclusive sounds, Serum presets, project files, and much, much more. We will see you on Patreon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching. It is officially Drum and Bass season. XENO Early Access. Sign up to get your copy. We're only doing 1,000 copies. You're gonna get 5 project files. You're gonna get 200 Serum presets, okay?
Yep.
Wait, no, 250 Serum presets.
205th.
205th Serum presets. We got a free drum and bass starter pack in there as well too. Tons of loops. We're gonna be showing you guys more about the pack. Let us know if you're excited. Parker, what do you got for people?
I think our like new summer resolution is giving away more free shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You guys love everything that we're giving to you, and we just wanna give back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have so much fun doing that for you guys.
And we really try really hard to give you guys the best quality stuff for free, right? And if you're not a member of our Patreon is not free. Obviously, you guys support us there, but we got tons of really good quality stuff. If you guys can go there, we need a lot of help. If you guys can go support us on Patreon, that helps out the channel a ton. Or if you guys just, you know, purchase a pack, or if you just watch the videos, all that stuff helps us out a ton. So thank you guys so much for your support.
Yes. Frog on, frog out, and we'll see you next week.
Like, comment, peace. Let's get out of here, dude.